And how they weren't even going to flee anywhere. They were just going to go there. You know, get stuck in a room. Ass! Ha! Nice. Wouldn't mind doing that over, though I question my ability to do that at present. Okay, for a moment I thought that was the medallion. Okay, continuing on. Okay, let's scan it with this. To be honest, I don't think it matters either way what we scan it with, but I just figure may as well use that. Gets me an extra little bit of rep. Ooh, nice. Another amber star. Could turn off the alerts, but can't be bothered. And explosives? No. I don't mind popping in an explosive canister if it means I can get to clear a room of containers that bit quicker. Even if I take a little bit of damage in the process, it's not that big a deal. Again, another medallion. Though, sadly, it's only a normal medallion. But still, medallion's a medallion. Oh, you. I did not honestly see it there. Took me a moment. There you are. Well, no, that way. The sensor would pick it up. It's not that short range, you know? Okay. To be honest, that sound effect there of the enemies just sounded weird. You know, them shouting or calling or whatever. I honestly just thought they were being attacked by infested. Yeah. Well, apparently not. Apparently they just sound like that. Ooh, a awful medallion. Very nice. I figured the best one, the one for 2,000 or 5,000 or what have you, is only available in the higher level missions. It's a guess, mightn't be the case. Okay, I think I practically do, or nearly do, have Stefan's Suda fully ranked up. I'll check before I go do any more missions. I'm slightly short, and I do have to be exact. I could go and get it, but I'll get it via another one of these. Do another exterminate mission. Ah, we're going to go trash Altor. Cool. Actually, saying that makes me want to go play Red Faction Guerrilla. That would be fun. That would actually be a lot of fun. It's been actually a while since I played Red Faction 1 and 2. 2 was a bit of a mess. The cutscenes didn't play, so I just like to be like twists, like suddenly, you know, and now I was an enemy. I won't spoil any further, but I had no idea what happened. Suddenly we were just fighting, and I was just like, what's going on? But yeah. Oh, good dog. It was very strange. I just with my Tenno just creeps along the ceiling, then drops a vent, just because he's like, I know, some obsessive, like, I'm meant to get in via vent, therefore, you know, it's like it's the closest he can get. It's either that or he installs a vent to climb out of. But you know, the Lotus won't let him do it. He doesn't have the building permit. Okay, slam. Nice. Slam. They clearly weren't fitted with, you know, the ability to detect sound. Considering I wasn't exactly being stealthy And I managed to get the stealth kill bonus. They also don't know their own capabilities of where they can walk through. I'm kind of questioning the AI of the Corpus, the AI programming abilities of the Corpus team. Well, at least the Corpus themselves are a bit smarter. You know, small mercies and all that. I hope I haven't missed anything. I kind of forgot there for a moment that I was doing a syndicate alert, meaning there are things. Yeah, I got everything. Good. Good, good. Need to get the, awesome. Upgraded, mod vision. The find vision. Need to upgrade that. Okay, over here. So, sorry for yawning. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a nuisance. Just, it's a ton of long, narrow, winding paths. Easy enough to hide things anywhere here. And there we go. Oh, I think I also have to go talk with Samarius because, okay. I think I have a thing to turn in with him. The Broom Mother thing. Tree. Fuck yeah. Murder. Okay, come on, take it. Thank you. So you... Oh, okay. Next one's over here. Come on. Thank you. There's that one. I'm mostly... There we go. First one. I'm mostly focusing on the medallions. Because... rather than the enemies, because... Well, for the enemies, I've got the other guys. Don't need to worry about them too much myself. Smite Grenier. Oh yes, that thing. I do believe I have that on, actually. Though it's not particularly useful. Well, all things considered. You know, considering I'm not fighting Grenier. And here we go. Wait, what? Oh, I just found a mod. Alright. I was curious. I couldn't remember. Oh, do I have to get rifle kills? Do I get melee kills? What's going on? But no, it's just, find a mod. Okay. Let's just fling myself over in this direction. Anything? Anything at all? Nope. Oh, wait. Oh, very nice. Though sadly, one of my guys is still hanging behind. Must have got stuck somewhere. Whatever. Happens. Like I said, short bus. Fuck yeah. I love that ability. It is actually a whole heap of fun. Both of them seem to have fallen behind there. Well, this one's trying to catch up at the very least. And teleported to me. Treat. Fuck yeah. I really love that ability. It's just very goddamn useful. Like, seriously.
Broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Okay, I'm gonna keep working towards the exit, but I'm gonna, like, you know, as you expect, keep a very close eye out for loot signs. Considering I only got like 3 medals this entire mission out of 8. Ah, here's another one. Ooh, here is another one. Come on. Nothing I have any interest in here. Don't even need to unlock any doors, so it's kind of worthless to me. I just love using that ability, if you haven't gathered yet. Okay. Okay, I think I might have to call quits after this mission, just because of me getting tired. Which is a bit annoying, but you know what? I want to be at least somewhat awake and cognizant for these videos. Never know what I'll say otherwise. If I'll even speak at all. I think I have been going rather quiet as of late. The tiredness really kicking in. Okay, there we go. There we go. 5,000 to go to Mercury. No. Tempting, but no. I'm over this way. Nope. Up and over. Damn! That worked out well. Okay, and... beautiful. Another medallion. And I've actually got 6 out of 8. I didn't think I gotten that many. Not that I'm going to just give up trying to get more, but it's a number I'll be much more happy at leaving it at if I had to. Okay, there we go. You know what? I'll live with 7 out of 8. As Meatloaf said, 7 out of 8. 7 out of 8 ain't bad. So anyway, I've fully maxed out Suda now. I'm nearly about to max out Arbiter. I'm thinking I'll actually I'm not sure if I have enough money. You. Oh no, I need 50 grand. Christ. Offerings. What would it cost? 20 standing to get that. Christ, really? 3 random relics, 1 guaranteed rare. What secrets exist within them? Only 3 relics. Suppose it's not too difficult to get a ton of rep. You go do the daily missions, then you go turn them in. If there's like say if you're with the Arbiters and Soma, whatever she's called, the Cephalon, then you'll be gaining rep for turning in one with the Arbiters will gain some Soma rep, and vice versa. And that way you can, it's really easy to get a ton of points. Especially on top of, the 4,000 you get each day. It's actually not actually too bad to gain rep. So, I mean, the hardest point is actually getting the next rank. They cost quite some. They cost some expensive things. So, almost in time to get that. I'm just curious, if there's any really sticking out here. Capture a Grenier for 5 grand. Sure. Wait. No, it's just a normal alert. Sure. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I keep reading that as not Elon, but as Elon, as in Elon Musk. Though to be honest, if it was meant to be a nod to him, they probably should have picked Mars. For those who don't know who Elon Musk is, he's the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla. He's a big fan of wanting to colonize another planet. I don't know too much about the guy. The only negative thing I've ever seen of him was a blog post by PZ Myers, a big name within the 80s, well, it's weird to say community, but whatever. Whatever you want to call it. He is a big name within that. For good or for ill. Oh yeah, I'm being totally quiet here. For good or for ill. It really depends on who you're talking to. From what I've seen of the guy, he just comes off as a bit of an ass. Or a bit of an idiot. Like I vaguely remember something by him claiming that atheism must provide morals, otherwise it's bankrupt. Rather than just solely focusing on one issue, he demands it must branch out and include other political beliefs, such as feminism. You have to be a feminist to be an atheist. Because, yeah. He did some very weird things. Very, very weird things. I'm sure he's done some good work and whatnot, but to be honest, I haven't seen much of it. All I've seen of him was Atheism Plus and those weird assertions. So, if he's done good things, they've kind of been covered by that on me. Oh, well, not covered, but well, I haven't seen them. I've only seen the silly things he's done. And I'm sure he's done some good things. Like I said, I just don't know of them. And again, on another note, most of what I know about any of that is just from what I've heard of it. I haven't been too particularly bothered in reading into it. I did see his blog post from my own eyes, but I haven't looked into, say, the Atheism Plus thing. But anyway, tangents aside, but yeah, PZ Mara's stance on him was he was giving out about Elon Musk wanting to flee the planet with all his billionaire buddies to live in space. And he was giving out about, that basically that it was a terrible idea to flee the planet. Like, if there's going to be a World War III, instead of fleeing it, just try and stop it. Elon Musk apparently said in an interview that once we have the option of going to another planet, we should take it, because we don't know how long that window will be open. World War III could start and it'll be closed for who knows how long, if forever. So we should take it when we have the option. And then PZ Mara went on a rant about Christian terrorists wanting to destroy Elon Musk's thing. But there's one thing that I wanted to say about the idea of, just trying to stop a world war. It's actually a very difficult thing to do. I'm going to point out a little bit of history that I know well. You are very unobservant. I got a stealth kill bonus because of that. Apparently, this Grenier was actually a perfect genetic clone for Helen Keller. Okay, I flubbed a little imperfect, but whatever. For the part she's known for, anyway. Okay, Cicero he was worried about the rise of a Roman emperor, and he fought against this said rise. He thought Mark Antony was gunning for that position, and wrote you know, a Philippix against him. Philippix is Greek or Latin, I believe it's Greek, for against Philip. No, not against me, but it was, the first Philippix was wrote by some guy in Greece against a King Philip. Over that way, apparently. Apparently, yeah, that's where the name comes from. Apparently. I actually remember, translation for Philip is like lover of horses or something. That's what I remember someone saying. Who knows how true it is. But anyway, Cicero wrote a Philippix against him. It's basically a heated tirade. And Cicero was quite a good orator. Best one in Rome. Only one halfway... Well, the next closest person to him at skill in orating was Julius Caesar himself. And according to Plutarch, who doesn't particularly like Julius Caesar and makes no effort to hide it, his stance on it was that Caesar had actually no problem being second fiddle to Cicero because he was more interested in other things, you know, being a general. As far as Plutarch was concerned, Caesar was planning the, marching against Rome for ages. Whether he was or not, we don't know. Teacher just said that, that was Plutarch's take on it, but he never said if he had any evidence. But anyway, Cicero strove against Mark Antony, wrote film pixes, saying a lot of things, enough for Mark Antony to put Cicero on the hit list for the second triumvirate. Mark Antony was was part of a group with himself, Lepidus, and Julius Caesar's kid or successor. I've heard two versions. One that his successor was his kid. Another was that Caesar just named him his successor. I think it was Octavius. I just remember him as the young Caesar, or Caesar Jr. Plutarch refers to him as the young Caesar. But anyway, Mark Antony puts him on top of the hit list. The young Caesar didn't want that, but Mark Antony threatened to leave. The reason the young Caesar didn't want that was because Cicero was actually quite nice to him and helped him out when he first came to Rome. Gave him a hand starting off in the place. But because Mark Antony was going to bail if they didn't go ahead with the thing, young Caesar didn't do anything. He left to go ahead. Cicero tried to flee. His brother ended up dying in the process. He told, and he was being carried in a litter or something, he was in some vehicle being moved around. I don't know where the brother was, but Cicero was fleeing in that, and the assassins were were coming up on him. He tells his slave to flee. The slave actually later on releases a thing in which he refers to the two of them as friends, whether or not it was actual friendship or just, Stockholm Syndrome. We'll never know. But there you go, there's a tidbit. When the assassins get up to Cicero, they cut his hands and tongue out. But Mark Antony doesn't become the first emperor. That was the young Caesar, the very guy that Cicero helps. I'll restate this more succinctly. The point of what I'm saying is, Cicero tried to strive to stop the fall of the Roman Republic. He strived to stop the rise of the first Roman emperor. The people in Rome really didn't want another monarch. They really didn't want another monarch. That's why Julius Caesar was killed. Cicero was just another example of people who didn't want, another person like that. So he strived against, there's a lot of corruption and abuses of power. The straw that broke the camel's back was when either Tarquin or his son, I think the son had the same name, raped a noblewoman. There's a piece of artwork about it, though regrettably I can't remember the lady's name. I keep confusing it with Vincent's love interest in Final Fantasy VII, Lucrezia. I keep confusing the two. But anyway, basically the point I was getting at was Cicero striving to prevent the rise of the first Roman emperor. He assisted in the rise of the first Roman emperor. And Cicero was a very intelligent man. He had a bit of an ego on him, but he was quite an intelligent man. So I would imagine that if he fucked that up, there's a fair... I'm not saying that no one could, have the perception and wherewithal to notice such a thing, but then again, would there even be anything to notice? It's not like he had a tattoo hidden under his armpit or something, that future emperor. It's, basically my point was that he fucked up there, and it helped in the ascension of the first Roman emperor. My point is, striving to stop a World War III, if you see things brewing, you might actually trigger it. And, Cicero was quite intelligent, and he ended up helping out the first Roman emperor. You never... basically, you'd have to be very intelligent and very perceptive, and even then, there's a fair chance you'd still trigger World War III. So, not saying sometimes sitting on your hands is a good thing to do, but sometimes doing something can be a bad idea as well. So, that's basically my point. By trying to stop World War III, you could end up triggering it. Sorry for the history lesson there, it's just, that's what I know really well. Classics. So, I bring things back to that. And I'm going to restate that once more, just to make sure it's succinct, because I went on so many tangents there. Basically, Cicero tried to stop the rise of the first Roman emperor. And the person he saw as the aspirant was Mark Antony. So he tore him down in front of the Senate, in front of everyone. Mark Antony was actually even attacked. I think there was like armies marshaled or something. I just remember some reference to that. And though most of my recollection of it is basically could be summed up, like Cicero's thing can be summed up as Mark Antony is El Diablo. Obviously he didn't use that word, use that saying. But you get my point. And Cicero at the same time helped out Julius Caesar's successor, the first emperor of Rome, before he became the first emperor. He inadvertently helped the very person he would want to stop. So yeah, you can easily try and strive against some great catastrophe and end up helping put it into play. It's certainly possible the kid would have become emperor and gotten himself established without Cicero's help, but at the same time he may have ended up stabbed and dead in a ditch. Cicero did play a part in that. So that's basically my point. Basically, if you striving against something, you can fuck it up. And Cicero was he was quite intelligent. He was a very good lawyer. Whatnot. Yeah, I would imagine he'll be smart, smart enough to make, basically, Christ, I wish I could write this down. Basically, you can strive against a thing, and you can fuck up. A really intelligent guy fucked up there. Somehow I have a feeling things will repeat. If basically a similar situation came up again, but instead of First Emperor, World War III, or what have you. I hope that all that made sense. Basically, striving against something can sometimes cause it to come into being, self-fulfilling prophecy and all that. So, yeah. I remember seeing a rebuttal to what, what's-his-face was saying, PC Mars, and they went a very different route, and that was my thought process on it. And that basically, just because sometimes striving against the thing isn't a good idea. You can cause it to come into being if you fuck up. It reminds me of something else I was thinking before. It's like one thing to be, thinking people should be treated fairly, rightly and fairly. I do so myself, but I wouldn't want to ever get involved in activism and whatnot. I'm not the right person. I think you have to have right characteristics, right traits to actually get involved in it. Otherwise, you're just gonna fuck shit up. And when you're dealing with legal stuff, you really don't want to just mess things up on people, you know? Because, you know, I know legal things are messy and... Wait. It just doesn't look like... It just doesn't sound like a good idea to me. For... Like, I've seen too many people, stupid people get involved and make situations worse for a lot of people. And so, yeah, that's just my point. Can I be honest? Okay, that was actually kind of funny. I'm after losing my train of thought there. I can't remember. I had a thread I wanted to come back to. Like I left a point hanging there, and I can't remember what it was. And it was an important one to wrap around and to put a little bow on that point. Ass. Tree. I hate how durable those guys are. They're like less durable there than a Eximus. You know, an elite. Very nice. Up and at 'em. But gonna be honest with you, kinda after forgetting what I was saying. And I'm out. Beautiful. But yeah, here, I'm gonna pause for 1 second. Hello folks, and I'm back. Recording locally. All's well. Let us continue. I can't remember what I was saying, at all, actually. I stopped there to think what I was saying because... Oh, excuse me. Basically, like I was saying, there's a point I wanted to say that it was, you know, a little loose thread that's quite important to completing it. Excuse me. But I can't remember it in the slightest. So I can't, well, obviously can't finish my point. Now my mind's blanking again, but whatever. I do remember talking about PZ Myers. I did actually say one point there I don't think I finished was what I've heard of him is beyond 1 or 2 blog posts I have checked for myself. Most of what I've heard of him has been in the... Wow. It's been filtered first. Like someone else was talk about him. And that's what I'll hear. So who knows how accurate things are. Same with the 80s and plus thing I was referencing. So while some of his things has seemed rather bizarre, he maybe isn't as bad as people are saying, basically. It's certainly a possibility. People are infamously inaccurate. I try and be as precise as I can when I'm saying anything. Sometimes, annoyingly, I get a little shite with things. Basically that someone will say something and I'll take it as word and I'll repeat it. I shouldn't do that. I should be distrustful of everyone, even if they're saying the sky. Well, everyone talking online, even if they're saying the sky is blue. But there you go. I remember also talking about Cicero and making my point that striving against something can sometimes cause it to come into being. So I can, you know, it's not necessarily a good idea to try and smack down, you know, World War III. You can kind of cause it to come into being, while not doing something could actually avoid it. Similarly, not doing something could cause it to come into being, allow the elements that would cause it to continue operating, and you know, you're fucked either way, basically. You just gotta figure which devil you want to dance with, you know, and hope it's the right one. The other point I was making, I honestly don't remember, and it's actually quite irritating me. But I'm going to continue playing and try and not remember it, because it's like you got an itch, or like there's something burrowed under your skin and you just can't scratch it. But in this case, the feelings of my noggin. That's the way my brain goes. It's just like, so, like, trying to dig up the memory that I'm after misplacing, that it just feels really uncomfortable. If that makes any degree of sense. It's just, that's how it feels. So, it mightn't... it might sound weird, but there you go. That's just the way my mind puts it. And of course, in my efforts to try and remember things, I decided that the best course of action is to look randomly on Twitter. Also, that is adorable. That is adorable. It's like a little cat, you know, black mage outfit or something. Oh. I know, I just end up thinking black mages. Also, Warframe animation sets. Ah, yes, you can have the different... Those use Ash's noble animation set for any Warframe of your choosing. Yes, I'll glitch my hands into my arms into each other. Exactly what I want. And that's the Atlas ones. And here's the Excalibur ones. Actually, out of curiosity, can I buy the Excalibur blueprints here? No. I should be able to. At least I thought I could. Maybe if I go over to here, I can get the right link. Like, it does have the market key there. So, I was just thinking that, like, can you, say if you sold Excalibur, could you ever get it back? Because I've never seen an Excalibur blueprint. So, I'm just curious. Mirage. A master of illusion, Mirage confounds the enemy in a spectacle of style and power. 65 armor, 80 health, 150 power, and 80 shield. Hall of Mirrors. Mirage creates an entourage of doppelgangers to confuse and distract the enemy. Sleight of hand. Natural prankster. Mirage booby traps nearby objects. Eclipse. Standing in light, Mirage deals heavy damage, while in shadows, Mirage makes it make Mirage difficult to track and even harder to hurt. Prism. Fires an energy prism that shoots lasers in all directions. Activating again detonates the prism, blinding nearby foes. Cool. Let's have a look at you. This heavy-duty arc wing was designed for one purpose: destruction. Bloomer fires a high-yield, remotely detonated explosive projectile capable of latching onto targets. Core vent vents out of the Arcwing's propulsion core, confusing enemy projectiles and causing them to detonate. A thumper creates a localized storm of punching explosions. Warhead launches a plodding missile capable of unleashing a massive explosion. You get 150 armor, 450 health, 125 power, and 450 shield. Which I imagine is a bit better than this. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, a bit better. So, anyway, I now have more enemies done up here. Like Crop the Lancer. I know what they have now. Know what these guys have as well. I nearly know what these guys have. Nearly have them. Need to scan them a bit more. Unaffiliated. Just some random animals, and there's only 3 different types. Oh, and that's the one the cat wants. Okay. Orakin. Sentient. Or sentient? I know. And Stalker. I really want to fight another one of those. Tempered Bound. It decreases mobility, increases shield capacity. Interesting. Let's make sure I'm actually recording. Recording locally. Okay. Exterminate them. Mobile defense against infestation. That's the defense against infestation